Greetings and welcome back to the Talos Principle. Last time we solved the last sigil of this world, which was a bit harder than actually thought, but oh well. Oh no, we did this one. There we go. This one we did earlier, where we don't have any beams. I'm curious if we are now... We have 4 pieces right here in this world, so I don't know. This beacon is too conveniently placed after solving the riddle than to not have any meaning at all. But we only need... Yeah, we need it only for a few things. So, I don't know. I don't think I want to spend the whole episode looking around here, so we'll leave the star for later, go back to the temple, and tend to the next world. Apparently we can get another thing as well, which is something about lifting, apparently. But first of all, let's get into this world and solve it. We need this L to get the playback thing, which we will need, I think, beginning from world 4 or 5. So let's see. It's bright. Bright indeed. Wow. Anyways, let's ask the terminal now and see if the serpent comes back or if we just get some new insight. No, we get the serpent. Here's what I've been wondering while you were off carrying out commandments. You've suggested that consciousness is not part of the same world as ordinary physical things. That means you can't weigh it, you can't throw it around or cut it into pieces. It's completely beyond the laws of physics, right? Right or wrong? Let's say right. Good. Now, the library is fairly consistent on the view that physical events are caused by other physical events. If you move your legs, it is because of the interaction between your neurons and your nervous system. But if consciousness is beyond the laws of physics, how can happiness physically make you jump for joy? Mysterious by nature? It's physical, why is it unlike everything else? It can't, it just feels like it can. I think so. Very clever. But do you see that to explain your, dare I say it, hastily constructed belief system, you have rather thrown the baby out with the bathwater? Consciousness that does nothing at all is hardly consciousness, as you claim to know it. Would you like to stick with that line, or reel your neck in it? I'll stick. Be it on your head. Still.
Do not think I know not the deceiver slithering through the hidden words. His wisdom is hollow and born of despair. Do not let him tangle you in his webs of delusion. Have faith in me, and his petty illusions will fall away like nightmares in the morning's light.
Interesting. So this is the first time that Elohim actually interfered while me being on the PC. So apparently we have come closer to anything. Anyway, be it on your head. Still, the alternatives are equally unconvincing. How consciousness can be so intimately familiar to you, and yet so obscure, I just don't understand. Don't mind him, he's just worried that if you ask too many questions, you start to see through his shtick. Stick with me and the sky will quite literally be the limit. At any rate, I'd like you to think a bit harder about all this and get back to me. I'm sure there's still progress to be made. Terminating. Progress report number 9. From Bob Rakowski to the mailing list. Okay, the basic skeleton of the simulation is now running on EL. It's not plugged into the AI system yet, but in theory everything is ready. I guess the next step is to test whether the generated scenarios make sense? Or do we wait for the iteration module to... Osiris 3. The first wisdom, the scribe said to the dying man, is that as the world is made of 5 elements, so is the soul of man. Know therefore that in this life you are heart and shadow and name, and also car and bar. Without all these, you would not be a living being, but a thing. What is a man without a name, who cannot speak of himself? What is a man without a shadow, who is not anchored in the world? What is a man without a heart, who can neither feel nor think? What is a man without car, who has no essence? What is a man without bar, who is not himself, but like unformed clay? Therefore praise Osiris, the king of eternity, the lord of everlastingness, the eldest son of the womb of Nod, he who traverses millions of years in his existence. Okay, Just War excerpt. Democritus' Altar or On the Just Causes for War Against the Indians by Juan Gines de Sepulveda. Written in 1547 to justify the Spanish conquest of the Americas. The Spanish have a perfect right to rule these barbarians of the New World, who in humanity are as inferior to the Spanish as children are to adults, or women are to men. For there exists between the two as great a difference as, I might even say, between apes and man. Compare then these gifts with those possessed by these half-men, in whom you will barely find the vestiges of humanity, who not only do not possess any learning at all, but are not even literate and eat human flesh. Therefore, if you wish to reduce them, I do not say to our domination, but to a servitude a little less harsh, it will not be difficult for them to change their masters. Oh well. So, it seems we have upset Elohim a bit, and we got some new insights. There is another terminal over there, we should keep that in mind. So... but let's get the last piece for the yellow playback thing first. Okay, let's get the codes first. Theory. This place is some kind of preserve for human history, and we're the endangered species. We had that thought as well. Theory. Trying to find answers will only bring pain. Ceasing to care is the only escape. Theory. This guy's 10 times more help than you, Samsara, so shut your face. Okay. Theory. We're in some kind of incubator waiting to be hatched. Ooh. Theory. If you knew how little you know, you wouldn't be exposing it here. And we have paint. We can put something here as well. Elohim lied about the tower. I stepped foot inside and returning to tell the tale. Yes. Let's be disruptive. Muhahal. So I think with the next message we can paint some insights about the tower, apparently. Okay, blown away. And we can emit a signal from out here. Interestingly, there's a red one here, which I do not know what it does. Oh. Huh. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, we need the red signal in here to get to the star. We have a cube up there. We have nothing to put it... Oh, yeah, let's do that. There we go. Thank you! Oh, there is a blue signal right here. You see that? Yeah, we can get the yellow playback thingy. And we need a red signal in here. Let us do that. so we just need to get Red in here to be able to get the star. And I'm under the impression that we will get that from somewhere. Okay, is there anything more on the walls? Besides those. And our message, of course. Not so far that I can see. Nope. No, apparently not. Well, let us then go to that console to actually see what it has in store for us. If we can get some more shocking insights. Let's see. Oh, we just get the list. Body and soul and soma. Oh. But it is commonly supposed that the Egyptians believed the soul to live as long as the body continued undissolved, and therefore tried this method of eluding death. Could the wise Egyptians, said Nekaya, think so grossly of the soul? If the soul could once survive its separation, what could it afterwards receive or suffer from the body? The Egyptians would doubtless think erroneously, said the astronomer, in the darkness of heathenism and the first dawn of philosophy. The nature of the soul is still disputed amidst all our opportunities of clearer knowledge. Some yet say that it may be material, who, nevertheless, believe it to be immortal. And Soma. From Sun Wei Yang to Arkady Chernyshevsky. Names are a funny thing. I remember how much we struggled to come up with a name for our project. All serious scientists name their projects by just translating them to Greek or Latin, right? Corpus made me think of some horrible disease, so we used the Greek word instead. Soma. Quite appropriate. Oh. Well, I don't know if you have watched Soma as a Let's Play or played it by yourself even, but Soma is a game out there right now which is about discovery as well. It is a great game. I haven't played it but watched a Let's Play, so this actually seems like a reference to that game. I find that incredibly awesome. Really. I really find that awesome. But then, since we needed corporate funding, we had to come up with a backronym. Corporations love backronyms, you know? They even send us a list of buzzword-heavy suggestions to help us get started. Stuff like self-sufficient orthostatic modular android, sustainable observant mechanized anthropoid, skeuomorphic omni-adaptable mobile anthropomaton. I don't want to give spoilers about Soma, so skip ahead a few seconds now if you don't want to do that. I would suggest, I can't annotate it, yeah, skip ahead a little bit, because now spoiler alert about Soma. In Soma you are, have you skipped ahead? I hope so. Last chance. Spoiler alert. So in Soma you are an android as well. And since this is clearly, or this seems to be something related to Soma, or at least a reference, this might be actually the end of Earth, but not in an underwater world, but in something different. So it might be branched from that or anything else. And that is amazing. So, spoiler, and you can turn in again if you have skipped it. Anyways, after a while we got so frustrated that we started getting silly. Saber-toothed or overexcited murder android, sentient orthopedic monkey automaton, strange Olga's menacing assassinbot, superb octopod marinades apelings, satisfying overcooked mint alligator, stinky ornithological mule allocator, scrowing oof minky egg, stupid obscure meaningless acronym. Nonetheless, it's nice. In the end we all ended up hating the name Soma because we had so many fights about it with the sponsors. So when Alexandra told that story about the Talos Principle, Bulb cordon. I don't know whether it really fits, but I kind of like it. Wow. Okay, so we got a reference to the game Zoma. I don't know, is it from the same makers, maybe? I maybe want to check that out. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, a rating would be much appreciated, as well as sharing, subscribing, and commenting. And I certainly hope to see you next time as well. So, until then, yours faithfully, the Pastafarian.